Hey, everybody. So one of the things that we're really interested in at Sublayer is the question of how do you get AI to augment the work that you're already doing? And so for a lot of you out there, the work that you're already doing includes writing Jira tickets, writing user stories. But what if the act of writing that story and fleshing those stories out could generate integration tests, could generate cucumber specs, could generate an implementation plan? Well, it turns out that's possible, and I'm going to show you a little sample app we put together showing it in action. So I've got this demo app set up of a CRM, and I have a handful of stories. I have you'll see later, a GitHub app that's open source. You'll get the links to all of this afterwards. And I got this first story set up. As a user, I want to create a new context so that I can store information about the individuals I interact with. It's got a description, it's got some details and acceptance criteria, and it's marked as ready. And so this isn't all hooked up automatically just yet, but you can imagine with a Jira app or connections to the webhooks that this can kind of trigger activity elsewhere. But the main things going on here, we built some GitHub actions using the sublayer gem, which we have templates to get you started with the gem for creating GitHub actions. I've created two for this. We've got the story ready monitor, which, like you said, you could have this maybe checking for listening for events, listening for webhooks, or checking every periodically overnight maybe. Let's kick this off while I'm talking and dive into some of the code. So, like I said, we've got these template generators for GitHub Actions. We've got the story ready monitor, and the way it works is kind of loads all the important sublayer details, sets up using Gemini 1.5 Pro. First step is to get the Jira issues that are ready, get the description of the issue, get the context of the app. And so Gemini has a huge context window, so you can just take if you've got a small enough code base, you can just take the whole code base and throw it into context. We also, for this workflow, create a branch based on the issue ID, and then create a second branch off of that for the cucumber tests, and then just go ahead and generate the cucumber tests with a sublayer generator. We give it the project context, the issues, and the description, which you can see here. Give me the high-level feature description, feature file, feature content, step file path, step file content, etc. Prompt. This will all be open source. Don't worry about missing it. And then generate those files, create the files, create a PR, label a PR, and hopefully it's ready. It's up. Add cucumber tests for as a user. I want to create a new context so that I can store information about the individuals I interact with. We can open it up. PR adds cucumber tests for this Jira story. We look at the files changed. It generated this entire feature file with all of these scenarios. And then it actually also did the step definitions, which, it may not be exactly right, but that's the point of making it a PR. You can go in, review it, change it however you want, and then make the changes and merge the PR. And again, because we're using Gemini, we've got the whole the big context window. We can also we're also sending in the other features, the other step definitions we already have, so it can rely on the styles that we're already using, the steps we're already using. But the next thing that gets triggered is once we've merged the cucumber PR into the issue, the cucumber branch into the issue branch, it kicks off the cucumber PR merge monitor, which this is just a simple implementation here. You can go much further, right? Like send it into Cursor or something, or even just another one of these generators. But the idea is gets the branch, gets the PR changes, which are the cucumber steps, gets the issue description again to make sure it has that in context, and then generate an implementation plan, create a new PR, and then comment on that PR with the implementation plan. And again, you can see here in generators, we are really just doing a simple string of the implementation plan, give it all the context, and see if it's made the comment yet. It's made it. Cool. So we've got this PR for issue 10,005, and we've got the implementation plan from Gemini based on the Cucumber steps that we've implemented, which probably be failing, but then the changes we're going to need to make to get them to pass, which the overview of changes, the files to be changed, detailed description of the changes in each file, which again, you could do this yourself. You could put that into Cursor agents. You can put it into any of the agent tools. But all of this kind of happened with, you wrote the story in Jira or your product management tool of choice. GitHub checked that out, pulled the code base down, generated the tests. Next step is the implementation. And obviously you can take this much further, use different testing libraries, all that kind of stuff. But kind of wanted to share that. The code is available at github.com/sublayerapp/CRM. And all of this was made possible with a really small amount of code using the sublayer library, story ready monitors, 58 lines, Cucumber generators, 50, and a handful of actions to get this done, but these are all available as well. If you found this interesting or have some ideas, I'd love to hear about them, but thank you for watching.